Assalamu alaikum. Welcome, guys, to the third part of solving past paper questions of fractions. So we have this question says a unit fraction has numerator equal to 1. So here the question is talking about what is a unit fraction. So okay, unit fractions, they have to be having a numerator of 1. Okay, unit fraction can be written as a sum of two different unit fractions. For example, half is the same as third plus sixth. What does that mean? The one with the lower or the less. Okay, when we have the numerator 1, the one with the less denominator, the bigger. So the less the denominator, the bigger the fraction is. So half is bigger than third and bigger than sixth. But third plus sixth is actually a what? A what, guys? They are less than half. So third and sixth are less than half separately. But when they added together, they give a total of half. So what we need to do here is that we need to write each of the following unit fractions as the sum of two different unit fractions. Okay, to tackle this, first of all, we have fourth, okay, equals total of two unit fractions. So look, you have a bunch of examples lower there. Here we have fifth, we have sixth. Quarter is more than fifth and more than sixth, right? So how about we just take fifth here, okay, and put it here, and we call this a. And using algebra, we can find out the answer. Now, okay, so what we're gonna be doing here, guys, we're gonna be doing algebra. So to find the value of a, we're gonna do a equals, because we left a as a subject, so we're gonna be taking this to the other side, so it becomes minus. So fourth or quarter minus a fifth. So here we go. So let's do the math. Let's tackle this. We multiply this by 5, and this by 4, and this by 4, and this by 5, and this becomes 5 over 20 minus 4 over 20, and 5 minus 4, guys, is 1 over 20. So a is actually equal to 1 over 20. So 1 over 4 is an equivalent of a 1 over 5 plus 1 over 20. And this is a way to answer this. Okay. And similarly, we're going to be doing the others. So let's take this, make it smaller here, because we have finished it, put it there, and let's go to the next one. We have fifth, okay, equal to two fractions. So what we're going to be doing here, we're going to take the sixth to solve this one here. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to take the sixth. So it's going to be a sixth here, plus, let's call this b, okay, because we called the first one a. Now, let's tackle it. So b equals fifth minus 1 over 6. Here, guys, we have different denominators. We need to make them the same. Multiply this by 5, this by 5, this by 6, this by 6. And we have 6 over 30 minus 5 over 30, which is 1 over, what, guys? Over 30. So b is equal to 1 over 30, meaning that a fifth, okay, equals a sixth plus what? Plus 1 over 30. Here we go. We do the same thing with the last one. So we will have, obviously, it's not written here, but we're going to be writing ourselves. It's what's after the sixth, guys? A seventh. So it's going to be like this. 1 over 6 equals 1 over 7 plus, let's call this c this time, and let's tackle this again. So 1 over 6 minus 1 over 7 using algebra, and we have this different denominators. We multiply, we have 6 and 7, guys. Come on, we have 6, 7. So we have to make the denominators the same. Multiply this by what, guys? Multiply it by what? We're going to multiply this by 7, and this also by 7, and this by 6, and this by 6 to get the same denominator, which is 42. So 1 times 7 is 7 over 42, minus 6 times 1 is 6 over 42, and subtract. There's going to be also a unit fraction, which is going to be what, guys? Which is going to be 1 over what? 1 over 42. And using this method is amazing, actually. So the answer is 1 over 42. So c is equal to 1 over 42. So with 6 is equal to 1 over 7 plus what, guys? Plus 1 over 42. Simple, easy. And this kind of question gets you 3 marks. Without using a calculator, work out this one here. You must show all your working and give your answers a fraction in its simplest form. Okay, let's go through this. So what we're gonna be doing here, guys, we're gonna be tackling this over here. So it's division, so it's 15 over 28 divided by 4 over 7. Doesn't work like that. We have to change this into multiplication like I taught you before in the very first video. So it's going to be 15 over 28. The first one, we don't change it. We leave it as it is. We change this into multiplication. We flip that fraction. So 7 over 4. And now, why we need to multiply this without calculator? The question told me, do not use calculator. So simplify this further. Divide this by 7 gives you 1. Divide this by 7 gets you 4. Okay? Because 7 times 4 is obviously 28. And now we multiply. 15 times 1 is 15. And 4 times 4 is 16. So the answer is 15 over 16 to the simplest form. Basically amazing. By the way, you can do this on the calculator and it gets you this, but the question specifically said do not use the calculator. Therefore, if you miss this step, unfortunately, you won't get 3 out of 3. They will probably give you 2 out of 3. So this step, what I did this, okay, it's really important. It's basically simplifying. So let's go to the 15th question. We have, without using calculator, tackle this. So what do we have here? Okay, guys, just remember one thing, that we are following an order when we are dealing with more than one operation. And that order is bed mass, right? So bed mass. What's bed mass mean? Means like brackets first, then indices, which are the powers, and then division, multiplication interchangeably, addition, subtraction after the division and multiplication interchangeably. So when we do this, we're going to have to multiply first. And what we get then, we can add it to the 2/3. Okay? So let's start doing this. So we have here what? We have 2 over 3 plus 1 over 4 times it with 2 over 3. And let's answer. So what we have here, we have to multiply. 2 times 1 is 2 and 3 times 4 is 12. Now we have 2 over 3. We cannot do this unless we change the 3 into a 12 by multiplying by 4. So we can have a common denominator, and that would be what? 8 over 12 plus 2 over 12, which is going to be 10 over 12. And by the way, you can simplify even further by dividing this by what? By 2, and this by 2, which gets you to a 5 over 6. Bravo, guys. Bravo. The answer is 5 over 6 without any doubt. So let's go to the 16th question. Answer this. Okay, let's go. So we have 5 over 6 plus 2 over 3. What we're going to be doing here, we're going to be changing this into a 6. So we're going to multiply it by 2. And the similarly, whatever we do at the denominator side, we're going to be doing at the numerator side. So it's going to be 5 over 6 now plus 4 over 6. And it's the answer 9 over 6. Are we done? Absolutely not done. Divide this by 3. Divide this by 3. Simplify it. It becomes 3 over what, guys? Over 2. So my answer is 3 over 2. And the question, did they ask me to show it in a mixed number form? Yeah, it did. So we're going to be using long division. 2, 3, 1, 2, subtract 1. My answer is 1, 1 half. So 1.5, right? Amazing, fantastic, extraordinary. So what we have here, we have Giulio's reaction times are measured into 2 games. The first game, his reaction time is 1/3 of a second. The second game, his reaction time is 1/8 of a second. Find the difference. What? Easy. So it's 1/3 minus 1/8. Remember, guys, when it comes to difference, you always put the bigger fraction, as so these are unit fractions. The one with the less denominator is the one bigger. So we're going to have to place 1/3 first. So 1/3 minus 8. So we cannot get into like having minus fraction there. So what we're going to be doing here, guys, we need to find the common denominator, which is absolutely 24. By 3, by 3, by 4, by 8, by 8. This becomes 8 over 24 minus 3 over 24. Subtract. It is going to be 5 over 24 to the simplest form. Proper or improper fraction? Absolutely proper fraction. Here, the question didn't ask me to show it in a certain way. You can write 5 over 24. If I were in your shoes, guys, I would write also the equivalent decimal number. I believe when you plot it on a calculator to have it solved here, it is going to be 0.2083. Okay, and so on and so forth. You can like do this to 3 significant figures rounded up, you know what I'm saying? So let's go to the next question. We have, without using calculator, tackle this. You must show all your working and give your answer as a fraction in its simplest form. remember guys to continue reading the whole question. It's really important step there. So let's go. And let's answer this. So we have 12 over 35 times over 7 over 9. Simple, easy. So 12 over 35, right? Times it with 7 over 9. Here we cannot like, we cannot simplify anything or divide by anything because they don't have common factors. But actually, you can do something here. You can like this, divide this by 3 becomes 3, divide this by 3 becomes 4, and at the end it's going to be the same thing. But what I'm going to be doing here is a different method. We're going to be doing 7 times 12, 35 times 9, instead of cross multiplication. So we're going to have here 12 over times it with 7 over 35 times it with 9, which is equal to 84 over 315. Simplified even further. Okay, it gets you 28 over 105. Okay, by dividing by 3. So divide this by 3, divide this by 3. Okay, why, Mr. How did you know that this is actually doable if you divide by 3? Basically, you add the 2 digits. 4 plus 8, it is 12, right? So 4 plus 8 is 12. 12 is present in times table 3, therefore the 84 is divisible by 3. 315, 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 5 is 9, and 9 is also present in the times table of 3. That's why I knew I should divide by 3. So after you do that, gets you to 28 over 105. And you can simplify even further by dividing the bottom and the top by 7. And if you do it on a calculator, it's going to be giving you the whole thing. Just make sure that you write these steps. Okay, divide by 7, and it gets you to 4 over 15. Yes, sir. Okay, so let's go without using a calculator, work out this. Okay, write all the steps. So we have here 1 over 15 plus 2 over 5. We cannot add because we don't have the same denominators. That rule doesn't apply. Where exactly doesn't apply? It doesn't apply with multiplication or division. It only applies with addition and subtraction. So we have to multiply this by 3 to get to 15, and also by 3. So 1 over 15 plus 6 over 15, which is going to be 7 over 15 without any doubt. So my answer is going to be 7 over 15. Next question. Without using calculator, calculate this. So we have 1 over 4, okay, divided by 2/3. Flip it, change it. So we have 3 over what? Over 8. Can we simplify? No. So here we go. Next. Masouda has $136, spends half of her money on clothes and a fifth of her money on books. Calculate the amount that she has. So first we need to calculate the amount that she spent on clothes, and then we calculate the amount of money that she spent on books, and then we add them up, and then we subtract them from the total money she has. So let's find half of 136. So how much she spent on clothes? We're gonna be doing half of 136, which means half times 136. Okay, and when you do that on your calculator, it gets you $68. So she got $68 for her clothes. She spent on her clothes $68. And we're gonna need to find how much she spent on the books. So we're gonna be doing 136, fifth of her books. So of the books, which is 136 of the amount of money she has. Multiplication like we did earlier. When you do this in your calculator, it's going to be a decimal, with a decimal, of course, $27.20. You add them up now. So 68 plus 27.20, sorry. Okay, and when you add them up, it's going to be 95.20. And now this subtracted from the total amount or grand amount, okay, which is going to be a total of $40.80. That's what's left now for the rest of the week. Okay. There is another method, which is by, instead of doing this half, then doing the fifth, just add the half with the fifth, and what's the result? You multiply it immediately by 136. It gets you immediately to 95, and then subtract from 136 to get into this result. Okay, that's another method. Without using a calculator, work out this. Simple, easy, fantastic. Leave it. So multiply this by what, guys? By 4. And this by 4 to get into 12. So 2 over what? Over 12 minus 1 over 12, which is going to be what, guys? It's going to be 1 over 12. Simple, isn't it? I wish, Mr. that such a question comes in my exam. I mean, who doesn't? I did something wrong here. Sorry. 2 times 4 is 8. So 8 here. Then multiply. Error. So here is going to be 7. Cool. Make sure you don't do this mistake during the exam, okay? It's okay to do them now. So that's why you need to practice a lot from now. And the fractions, let me tell you something. It's the easiest thing ever. So without using a calculator, work out this. Okay, you must show all you're working and give your answer as a mixed number in its simplest form. So what we're going to be doing here, we're going to be finding the common denominator here. Okay, so 7 over 8 plus 1 over 6. So we can change this into 24, and this is also in 24. And to change this into 24, we have to multiply by 4, and this by 4, and this by 3, and this by 3. It becomes here 21 over 24 plus 4 over 24, which is going to be 25 over 24, and yeah. So it's an improper fraction, right? And the question asked me to put it in a mixed number form, so I have to tackle this. So it's going to be, obviously, it's the same. Let me show you another way. Rather than using long division. 25 over 24 can be divided into 24 over 24, and what's left of 1 over 24, right? So 24 over 24 gives me 1, so it's 1 and this. So it's 1 and 1 over 24. Simple, easy, fantastic. Okay, wow, I think that's the one before the last one. So we have this. We have to change this mixed into improper, similar to that one, and then change the division to multiplication, flip that, and let's go, let's do it, let's tackle it. So we have here 3 times 4 is 12, 12 plus 2 is going to be 14 over 3, divided by 5 times 1 is going to be what? Is going to be 5, plus 1 is going to be what? Is going to be 6, so 6 over 5. Now we have this, we have 14 over 3 and 6 over 5. So we have to change the division to multiplication. 14 over 3 becomes 5 over 6, and it's going to be 70 over 18. And when you simplify, it's okay, it is going to be 35 over 9, because I divide by 2. Divide this by 2, divide this by 2. It's going to be 35 over 9. And we have to change our improper fraction into what, guys? Into a mixed number form by using long division. 9 here, 35 there. And and 3 times 9, guys, is going to be 27. And here you go. 35 minus 27 is going to be what? Is going to be 8. So the answer is going to be 3 and 8 over 9. Alrighty. Okay. The last question is, similarly, we're going to be doing the same thing. The exact same thing. I'm going to leave the last question for you guys to do it. Okay? If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Thank you for watching these videos. We still have the last part, I believe, or the one before the last, okay, which a little bit with harder questions, okay? I think we have another 25 questions. Thank you.